What we're seeing today is what I call turnkey totalitarianism. They are putting in place all of these technological mechanisms for control we've never seen before. It's been the ambition of every totalitarian state from the beginning of mankind to control every aspect of behavior, of conduct, of thought, and to obliterate dissent. None of them have been able to do it. They didn't have the technological capacity. Today, the mechanisms are being put in place that will make it so none of us can run and none of us can hide. Within 5 years, we're going to see 415,000 low-orbit satellites. Bill Gates says his 65,000 satellites alone will be able to look at every square inch of the planet 24 hours a day. Digital currency that will allow them to punish us from a distance and cut off our food supply. Every right that you have is transformed into a privilege contingent upon your obedience to arbitrary government dictates. It will make you a slave. And what do we do about this? What do? We resist. I'm going to tell you 3 rules that you all need to know and memorize. Number 1, every power that government takes from us, it will never relinquish voluntarily. Number 2, every power they take from us, they will ultimately abuse to the maximum extent possible. Number 3, nobody in history of the planet has ever complied their way out of totalitarian control. Every capitulation is a signal to the oppressors to impose new forms of torment or torture or compliance or obedience. Every time you comply, you get weaker. Bullies cannot be appeased. It just encourages them to new forms of torture and torment. Every time you say yes, you're getting pushed back to a weaker position. That's why we need to resist today.
When they take away the cash, and once again, it's just for our convenience, of course, they want to get rid of robberies, it's for your safety. If you don't carry cash anymore, then you're going to be, safe. Of course, no, it's not about that either. It's pretty much to make sure that there are no restrictions anymore on the quantity or on the amount of money they can actually create, and some balances, whatever. And there would be no repercussions anymore. On top of all of that is you will no longer be able to save up money, because if you do, they might come up, they already have done so, negative interest rates. So you're actually losing money if you leave it sitting in the bank. But you can't get it and stuff it under your pillow, as our grandmothers might have done it, because there is no cash anymore. So now you're being punished.
Yes, in CBDC, they could put an expiry date.
They can do that, of course, too. So on top of that, you will no longer be able to buy anything without them knowing about it. There is going to be, and once again, it's just, to cut down on criminal behavior and, the black market, shut it all down. No, it's not about that. So, just very rather banal example. Now you have all of this CBDC going on. You have digital ID, of course, will also be brought in. So, and let's just say you go to the grocery store, you do your shopping, and since you expect guests the weekend, you buy, let's say, 5 bottles of wine, right? So you check out, it's all good, and on the way home, you decide to get gas for your car. Well, guess what? You won't get gas at the gas station because you just bought alcohol. You know? Seriously, it's a made-up example, but that's how it would effectively work if they wanted to. And I'm telling you, they want to. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah. They want
total control. So what will happen if you don't comply? They will just shut down your bank account. And it's not like it hasn't happened before. Look to Canada. It has happened there. There were people standing up for their freedom, for their right not to get some, unknown substance injected into their arms. They shut down their bank accounts. So if there was no cash, what are you going to do? They can just eliminate you with a flip of a switch. It's as simple as that.
Motherfuckers are pushing digital ID on these people. And once they do digital ID, they're going to attach it to a social credit score. They're going to attach it to a carbon footprint score. And then they'll be able to control your movement and control you entirely. And most importantly, they've already arrested 12,000 people for social media posts.
That's insane.
Above and beyond every other country, way above Russia. Russia was like 400 last year. The UK is 12,000. Any criticism of immigration, any criticism of grooming gangs and people being raped, any talk about how horrible this is, they come visit you. It's like someone's trying to destroy England. It's literally like they've got a concerted effort to destroy England, and they're getting away with it.
Yeah, and what happens over there?
It's really crazy. It's really crazy to watch. Because the mass immigration's not an accident. If I was going to destroy a country, I would do it exactly the way they're doing it. I'd take away their freedom, take away their ability to protest, take away their guns, which they did in the 90s, and then you start tightening that noose.
Technology can help us navigate the new world that we find ourselves in. And you have, for example, just published a paper on the role of digital identity or credentials, which could play a role in restarting the UK economy alongside mass testing. How do you believe we can create an environment of trust and build technology ethically so that we don't just provide solutions for now, but for the future too?
Yeah, and I think it's a great question. And look, what we're saying in this paper is you can create a digital ID today that is much more easily protected, so you can deal with a lot of the privacy and surveillance issues that worry people. But it's a natural evolution of the way that we're going to use technology in any event to transact daily life. And this COVID crisis gives an additional reason for doing that, because look, I could be wrong about this, but when I look at, for example, how you restart some businesses, how you restart international travel, I think people's disease status, for example, have they been tested? What is the result of that test? Have they had the disease? Do they have the disease? I think unless you're able to record some of this data in a way that people can use, it's going to be difficult to go back to anything like a near normal in things like transport. So if you're going to start international travel again, how do you do that unless people can be easily tested and have some record of that test? So I think there's always been a good case for introducing some form of digital ID, but I think that case is even more powerful today.
Biggest fear that the World Economic Forum has is that there are going to be people that will not comply. Their biggest fear is your fight for freedom. Their biggest fear is that you will make individual decisions for yourself and you will not follow their orders. So this digital stuff is absolutely key, because without it, they can't enforce anything. Without it, they can't mandate that you do something. Without it, they can't control your life. So I don't care if you're talking about carbon emissions and what's safe and effective as far as they are concerned. I don't care if they're talking about an experimental injection, a series of injections, whatever they may be, and what's safe and effective as far as they're concerned. This is not about those individual things. This is about the desire to control you from the outside in. And if they have a digital process whereby they can restrict your movement, your behavior, and your decisions with the click of a button, you are done. you're done.